Welcome to Viewpoint Vortex. In our series of the world of finance, last two episodes we had discussed about the national and international banking structure and the US debt, the Cayman Islands, where the maximum registrations of the companies are done, and why billionaires are looking for a second passport. In this episode, we'll be talking about the best stocks to look for, especially in these troubled times, the safe havens where your wealth is going to be safe and sound, why the biggest asset management in the world is investing in only 10 selected stocks. And finally, we'll also be talking about the safest countries in case of a war that breaks out. All this is to do with the world of finance. So let us start. The first point that we are going to talk about is the stocks to look out for. Why we are talking this is that the US President Mr. Donald Trump has announced the biggest defense budget in the history of the United States, and he is going to spend $1.5 trillion in the defense of the United States of America. So naturally, the amount is going to be invested, it is going to be spent, and there are certain companies, there are certain organizations that are going to benefit because they are the defense suppliers, directly or indirectly. So the top 7 companies that are going to be the best stocks to watch out for in 2026 are the Lockheed Martin, RTX Corporation, Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, Boeing, L3Harris Technologies, and Palantir Technology. These are the 7 stocks that one should look out for in 2026. The second point in our series this time is that the industries that one needs to look out for. Naturally, in troubled times, it is always good to invest in stocks and shares on those companies which are going to be the suppliers in these troubled times. So the best investments that are capable of generating trillions in 2026 would be AI and cloud. Number 2 is cybersecurity. Number 3 is energy. Number 4 is space. And number 5 is semiconductor. Semiconductor is also a very important part, and especially the Taiwan Semiconductor and the AMD and Intel. Reason being that without the semiconductor technology, a lot of AI is not going to work. So watch out for these 5 areas. Now we'll talk about the safest countries in case the war breaks out. The best and the safest countries would be New Zealand, Botswana, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Switzerland, and Bhutan. These are some of the countries that have been earmarked as one of the safest destinations in the world. Then we'll talk about, there is an organization called BlackRock. It was founded in 1988. It is the biggest asset management company in the world. This is headquartered in New York, and it manages an asset to a whopping amount of $12.5 trillion. And if they are investing in 10 stocks, it means that they are the future predictors of how the finances are going to be in the coming times. So the 10 stocks where they have invested massive amounts of money is Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta Platforms, Broadcom, Alphabet, Google Class A, and Alphabet, Google Class C, Tesla, and JP Morgan Chase. These are the 10 stocks where they have invested massive amounts of money. So one can watch out for these stocks. Moreover, in case if the billionaires start moving out their investments from a particular country, it means that that country is going to have a troubled time. And wars are never fought on the battleground. The main wars are fought on the boardrooms because everything is now economic in nature. now we'll go into the last part, the fag end. The fag end would be the 7 heaven assets to survive in the financial crisis. If there is a massive financial crisis and everybody is predicting it, so the 7 heaven assets would be SPDR gold shares. Now why SPDR gold shares? Because SPGR gold shares, the GLD has a physical, they hold about 900 plus tons of gold. So naturally, those shares or stocks cannot go down. Then Invesco S&P 500 low volatility ETF and Invesco Swiss franc trust, the Invesco US dollar index bullish fund and the Invesco Japanese yen trust. So the Invesco Japanese US dollar Swiss franc, these are some of the most sought after assets that have the capability to survive the financial crisis. And of course, the iShares 0 to 3 month treasury bond ETF also. So finally, at the fag end, now we would also talk about the debtor countries, the countries to which the US owes a huge, massive amount of money, and that has ballooned to $39 trillion. So some of the countries to which the United States owes money is Germany, Mexico, South Korea, Ireland, Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Norway, Brazil, Belgium, France, India, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Canada, Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, England, China, and Japan. So these are the handful countries that to which the United States owes massive amounts of money, and many of them are releasing the US Treasury bonds, taking back the money in the form of gold or other their assets. So in these troubled times, mind your business, be very careful to what you invest, where you invest, how you invest, and always have a sound understanding of the market before you put in your savings. All the best. Thank you very much. More to come in next time, where we'll be talking about the business of war, how war generates a massive amount of financial and credit worthiness to a lot of companies associated with defense manufacture. Thank you very much.